Is this on? What's going on here? Welcome to is this the return of the laser live stream? How you doing? My name's Gil. Welcome for the next hour. We're going to talk all about lasers. We're going to talk about laser projects. We're going to talk about things that I'm passionate about. And straight off the bat, if you I see there's a whole bunch of people in here already waiting, just hanging out with some amazing messages of support and love. Thank you so much for everyone just being so understanding over the last month. It's been just kind of a little bit of a, well, I guess life just gets in the way at times. And unfortunately, I had to take some time off to support family as well as myself and just get through one of those kind of road speed bumps that ends up just kind of coming out of nowhere. So I just, before we move on to and talk about better things, I just want to thank everyone who's reached out. Because an incredible outpouring of love. And I know I didn't get the chance to reach out to everyone individually, but every little bit, every hug, every message that was sent to me privately, and the amazing messages within the Facebook groups, guys, it meant so much to me. And I didn't know how I was going to come back, but just the amount of love that I've been feeling, and just people letting me know that they just kind of miss the streams. It's amazing. You kind of put yourself in front of these cameras and you try to do your best. You never really know if it's there's lots of people talking about lasers on YouTube, and there's lots of people talking about what they're passionate about. And there's some people they do amazing stuff, right? And they get amazing feedback and all the rest of it. I'm just some guy who sits in a room in Melbourne, and I just kind of I just share what I'm passionate about, and it's been an amazing thing. So I just wanted to just kind of get that out of the way. Not that it's something that I'm going to be able to get out of the way. I'm hoping to come back with more tutorials and projects, but it's going to be a slow ramp up. This is the first step in getting back up to speed, and I just really want to thank everyone. So many plans for the live stream this year, and it blows me away that we're in the fifth month already. Fifth month. And everything kind of had to take a side back. But don't worry, stick around. We're going to talk about it a little bit later in this live stream. I've got a few other things that I've been kind of slowly putting into place when I've had time to. And I think it's time for us to do that. But before we go ahead and all the rest of it, let me acknowledge, again, some amazing supporters, not just of this live stream, but of laser users. And first of all, let's go straight to it and thank the people at Darkly Labs. That's the home of the Emblazer range. The Emblazer is the laser cutter that I use. A number of people here also use those lasers. Dominic, who's been an incredible supporter of the work that I do, as well as the live stream. Again, an amazing support over this last couple of months. And I also want to thank Lightburn, the software that we all love and we all seem to use because it just seems to be such a great answer when using lasers and laying out work. I also want to thank directly Jason, who also was incredibly understanding during this time. And both of these, if you aren't using Lightburn or you haven't checked out the Emblazer, go check it out, www.darklylabs.com and www.lightburnsoftware.com. Both companies have amazing things coming out. And I'm not saying that because I just support this sort of stuff. Well, before they did this, I was saying the same thing. So, if you're learning, if you're new, or if you just want to go and explore something and put a different spin on what you're doing, please check them out. We would not be here if it wasn't for those guys. They are amazing. I also want to acknowledge the amazing people, the amazing people who are in the chat right now. And you know what? It's so nice. It's so beautiful to see everyone in the chat. If you're watching here for the very first time, come into the chat. Let me know where you're coming from. It is so amazing to be able to hang out with all of you. Let's go back to the main screen so I can go and kind of point some people out. We've got Adrian here. Whoa, there's Adrian. Also saying hello to Stuart. And Adrian's got some news that he's got a new PC. So that's kind of cool. The other one melted. It probably melted with all the amazing work you're doing. And I want to say a shout out to Charlie's Weapons, who reached out a little earlier and actually told me that he's Elaine's grandson. So Elaine, who does all those amazing projects that we just kind of drool over? She's incredibly talented. He's getting them. This guy right here. I mean, I've got mine right there, but he's getting the good stuff. And he came in to say hello. So that is so amazing to be able to say hello. And that's is it two-generation laserologist? Does Charlie's Weapons actually use the laser? That'd be kind of interesting. If you're still around, I'd love to know. Paul Jones also coming in and just saying, I hope it all goes well. Thank you so much. And popping in on the stream. I'm looking forward to it. And my good friend Peter, all the way from Norway, coming in and saying, hello, you're glad to be back. I missed you, guy, man. I missed everyone. It's so cool to be able to check out everyone. Who else we got here? We got Adrian, a founding laserologist, coming in saying, hi, Gil. Thank you so much, Adrian. And of course, Stuart coming in saying hello to everyone. And also Stuart also sharing that he kind of missed me big time. It's beautiful, man. I missed you too. You know, there were days where I was like, oh, wow. And we've got the amazing Audrey also here saying hello to everyone. It's nice to see everyone again. And John coming in. So, you know, it's kind of nice to see regular faces. John, it's good to see you again, my friend. You're looking forward to this. So am I. Although I'm gonna go into what we're gonna do today. It was kind of a funny situation, but we're gonna go through. We've also got Doug coming in and saying hello, so it's good to see you. John also sharing with me that he's good to see me again, and the amazing Commander Koenig coming in and welcoming me back. Thank you so much, Commander. It's interesting because Scott actually just we had a little bit of a chat on YouTube, and it seems that Scott's been hanging out with an old friend of mine. And enjoying his work on Netflix. So I think he's just discovered the amazing work of Jimmy DiResta, who is actually one of the reasons why I'm on YouTube. As a maker myself, both Jimmy and I crossed paths, and I actually went and spent a little bit of time in New York with him many years ago now. And actually asked me whether in my openings of my tutorial videos was that Jimmy DiResta, and lo and behold, I was able to point him to some of those videos. So it's good to see a little bit of cross-pollination, as they say, a little bit. So it's kind of cool. Down Under 1811. I got a feeling you're brand new. Are you a brand new laserologist? If so, congratulations. You are a laserologist just by watching this stream. And please let us know if this is the very first time that you've been watching this and you're here live. Please hang out. I'd love to see if anyone's here watching right now for the very first time. Let us know so we can invite you in. And John's also telling us he's from Sydney. We've got a few Aussies in here too. And Martina, coming all the way from Indiana, so in the US. It's great to see. Inter Marcos, my good friend. How you doing, my friend? It's good to see you. It's good to see everyone else. It's good. Chad also here going, hi, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Chad. Are you here for the very first time? Let us know. Either way, you're a laserologist, and that is cool. And that's amazing. Peter's from the Netherlands. I always, do I say Iceland every time? I don't know why. I always get that, man. I always get you mixed up. I really apologize. You know, we're good with it. I hope so. If not, let me know in the chat, right? Down Under saying, first timer here. You are a first timer. You are now a laserologist. If you want to hang out, if you enjoyed the videos, if you want to learn a little bit more, come and hang out with us here, as well as jump over to the Facebook group. We all interact during the in-between stuff. So you know what? The link is below, I'm pretty sure. So it's kind of cool. I'm glad you're here. It's always nice to meet another Aussie who's playing around with lasers. Commander Koenig seems to be a little happy with what's going on. And Van Ram, again, another person I'm pretty sure for the very first time. Van Ram, good to see you here all the way from South Africa. Got a lot of good South African friends here in Melbourne. I hope everything's going well there, and it is great to see you. And here on YouTube as well, says Scott. Oh yeah, you probably saw some of the videos that I had done, my earlier maker videos with Jimmy DiResta, so that's awesome. Hello, I'm back, just floating around, says Adrian. It's not a problem, my friend. I'm glad you're here. Doug says, thank you for all your advice. I have a core. I'm sure that's the Emblazer core. Freely given. I love to see what you guys create with lasers, whether it's an Emblazer or something else. It doesn't matter. I love it when people come on Facebook and share their projects. We can't really share that sort of stuff here on YouTube, so that's why we have that other all the other stuff. But that's cool, man. We're gonna talk. I'd love to see your projects. Please share them with me. You might even see them on the stream. We're going to show some projects in a little bit. David coming in all the way from California. David's a new one. David's a new laserologist. He's hanging out here with us for the very first time. Welcome, David. Guys, welcome him as well. And he's got a Thunder Nova 35. Is that like a Thunder laser? Yeah, Thunder Laser Nova 35. I'll tell you a little secret. I was supposed to get one of those to review. It never really happened, but they are really good machines, from what I understand. I've never had a chance to work on them, but they do look a lot of fun. So I'm sure you're having a fantastic time with your new. I think it's a new one, or maybe not. But either way, your CO2 laser. Doug's coming in from the Sunshine Coast. Aussies rule, man. It's all cool. And Chad saying, yes, first time from the US in Arizona. I don't think I've got an American accent, but people tell me that all the time. So it's kind of cool. First time also, says Doug. And Osman Sen, I hope I said that right. He's from Victoria, so that's cool. No problem. It's close to Australians, I guess. Peter, mate, we're down below. We're down under. I don't know what the hell. I've traveled a lot, and I don't know why I keep thinking Norway. I don't know why. Oh, Iceland. I'm sorry. We're gonna talk off channel. It's all good. Down under says thanks. And Osman's asking, I want to know if any dangers with lasers like radiation. My friend, there is, but I'm not. I'd love to go into all of that. I'm going to write that down and I'm going to make a tutorial video about that. If you can hang on that far, there is some dangers when it comes. We're going to talk about a little bit about radiation and how lasers are made today, created. Just until that video comes out, the best thing I can say is always wear eye protection. If you've got a lid, always keep the lid down because that's going to block some of the ultraviolet and UV radiation that can burn your skin. But apart from that, you're fine. But I'm going to go through all of that sort of stuff. I just, to say it that quickly as I've just done now, there's a little bit more involved in that. And what we're all about here is teaching people to be able to have the knowledge to do things safely. I want you to understand what's going on so you can go into a room and go, hang on a second, maybe we're going to shut that lid on that laser down. Okay, so I'm going to make a note of that. Or we may do it as a live stream kind of a focus, which we've done before. Ron's okay. Welcome all the new people tonight, says Audrey. Dan Anders just said he just bought a Sculpty Fun S9 yet to set it up. I'm looking forward to see what you make out of that. That's awesome. Thanks, mate. And Osman says, awesome. So we're going to do that. Not a problem. Good to see everyone. We're up to date with everyone in the chat room that's live. Someone said to me the other day, they were watching one of the replays and they were like, dude's spoken for 20 minutes, hasn't talked anything about lasers. That's what's great about the live stream. It's a different beast from the videos. The videos, it's just information. You can go back and watch it all the time. But this is live. This is all about you guys. And why we do this is because we love to set the intention of building a laser community. So I want to go through those right now if I can with you guys. Let me just make sure I'm on the right page. I haven't done this. I might be a little rusty. And I like starting these live streams, just laying out there the intentions of what we're actually going to do. So our very first intention is to create and build an interactive laser community. That's what you guys are doing right now in the chat room. You're talking and you are chatting away with me. We're sharing information. And I love that. We do that here on YouTube mainly. We also kind of support that as well in between the live streams with our Facebook group. I cannot invite you more to coming and hanging out with in the live stream. Our second intention is to support all laser users. I don't care what you've got. You can have the greatest laser ever devised by NASA, or you can be trying to focus a laser beam with a eyedropper to get a result. I'll support you and our community will support you. So if you are a laser user, if you're using fiber lasers, if you're using CO2 lasers, diode lasers, laser pointers, CD lasers, lasers that are coming out of PlayStations, I don't care. We are going to explore things with you, and we love supporting you. Our third intention is just to share knowledge. Not everyone is an expert in everything, although some people think for some reason I'm an expert. I just know what I know, and I'm happy to share it. If we can share knowledge, we are stronger together than we are apart. And our fourth intention is just basically to learn from everyone. I love this saying. So it's like everyone you meet knows something you don't know, but you need to know, learn from them. That's why we come together and we see and support everyone who is creating things, because that's what a community does. Wow, look at that. Thank you, John. It is great to see what other people are making and sharing what they do. That's the whole point. That's how this all started. When we were in lockdown, I used to go to makerspaces. I couldn't do it. So you know what? I missed on being creative and being able to share all that sort of stuff. So we were able to do this. I think we're now in the second year. It's kind of crazy. I think we're coming up to an anniversary soon. So we'll see what's going on there. Now, to community is all about involvement. And there's a number of ways you guys can get involved. So I just want to go through those so you guys all know, especially the new guys who are here. The best way to get involved is basically, if you haven't done it before, there's a little photo of me on the bottom right-hand side that says subscribe. Can you guys hit that subscribe button if you haven't? It helps me out. In fact, we'll talk about how that actually helps out in a big way, because there's a lot of stuff going on YouTube. The more interaction we get, the easier it is for people to find these live streams and the tutorials all about videos. And part of that is also chatting in the live streams. I love hearing from you guys. I love, and if you've ever watched these live streams before, you know that I'm always interacting with you. So we love to be able to see what's going on. If you've got questions, if there's something that you really like, feel free to share it. Do not be afraid. And in fact, chatting in the live stream also helps with the analytics, so that YouTube goes, you know what? People are actually watching that live stream. Let's go and share it when people are putting in the word laser. We also have an email address. If you happen to be watching the replay of this, or you want to share something and you can't do it live, you can always email us at laser.livestream@gmail.com. I talked to you guys about the Facebook group. There's the link to it. It's www.facebook.com/group/laserlivestream. We're also on Instagram. You will see some of the projects that I do and some of the projects that other people do on that Instagram stream. And we also have a Twitter. So there you go. I never used to have that. Everyone said to me, if you're serious about this stuff, you got to go get yourself a tweet and you got to do the Insta. So guys, if you got a moment, go and search. It's all the same username. It is Laser Livestream. There are also two other ways that I just want to be able to share with you. If you like what's going on here, you can support live in the chat, in this chat room right now. If you want, you can actually make a financial contribution to the live stream. It'll come up here, and that's called, I think it's called a super chat. Part of that goes to YouTube, part of it goes to me. Or if you really learned something amazing, or maybe I saved your bacon or saved a project, and you just want to say thank you, you can also go into the links below, and there's a one-time PayPal donation. All of that, regardless of what comes from YouTube or through the YouTube link, and part of that goes to YouTube, or whether you use the PayPal link, all of that goes into the live stream, whether that's buying some material to use in the laser, whether it's getting some equipment to be able to do the live streams. All of that is just going back into it. So if you feel that you want to support, after 38 live streams and countless videos, that's something you want to do, feel free. It's not going to be a problem. All right, let's go. Down Under, I've got a quick question for you. Let's see what's going on. He goes, Gil, I do have a quick question. I have Lightburn for my K40, but haven't updated for a few years. If I were to update now, will it update to the current version or the next version that you have? It will update to the latest version. So that's what's really cool about Lightburn. Lightburn has, personally, I do like the model they have. When you purchase Lightburn, you can use it forever. But if you want to get the latest with all the latest upgrades and all the other features, you can buy a monthly subscription to that. A yearly subscription to that. And when you do, you get the latest version. So I hope that helps. The group is really growing. Awesome. Welcome new members. Thank you so much, Peter. Yeah, the group has. And Down Under says, great, thanks. Cool, man. That's all good. Going back, we were just talking just briefly about subscribers. And I just want to share with you guys something that I didn't realize until probably yesterday. And that was during all this kind of shutdown, dark times, dark month that unfortunately my family and I had to go through, we passed 10,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. And that's pretty crazy. I started this pretty much under my own name, sharing my maker projects. And it took a long time to get a little bit of traction until I started focusing on one thing, the laser stuff. And I personally love the laser stuff. So that's one of the reasons why I love doing it. And I never thought I'd get there. Now there's lots of people who've got millions and 100,000 and all the rest of it. I'm thankful for every single person who hits that subscribe button. And it does help. It does help YouTube go, hey, you know what? Maybe that guy, we'll see what goes on. There's a lot of people who grew a lot faster. A lot of people grew a lot slower. I've always done it by just trying to be myself and sharing what I know. And I want to thank everyone, whether you've come in for just, the live streams, or if you come in for the tutorials, it really doesn't matter. It's just really cool to be able to go, hey, you know what? We hit those double digits when it comes to the thousands. And if you've ever tried anything on YouTube, you know that those subscribers do take a bit of time to come through. So thank you so much. Now, Commander Conage goes, Gil, I know that it is specifically called the Laser Livestream, but it would be really neat for you to to brief touchly on the stuff that you make. Okay, you know what? We've done a little bit of that. We have done a little bit of that on a couple of other streams. You can see some of the stuff that's there. See, what Scott's discovered was before we rebranded this channel as a Laser Livestream, I had a lot of videos for projects, a lot of things that I was making. I worked in the education area, basically empowering students and teachers to use technology like 3D printers, like the ones I have behind me, lasers, hence my work with the Emblazer 2. And I would love to do that. And in fact, we will, but we're going to do that as a special edition of the Laser Livestream. We're going to do that as not taking place of the Laser Livestreams. We're still going to keep those two. We're going to focus on lasers. But I think in between, maybe we'll fit a little show and tell. And that way we can do that sort of stuff. So that's kind of cool. And Osman's also asking me, am I from down under or from the States? Probably because of a little bit about my accent. I spent 10 years in the States, but I'm born and bred in Australia. And I'm actually coming to you right now from Melbourne, Australia. So I hope that helps. It's kind of cool. Okay. I think we've done it. I think we've done everything. It's been a while since I've done these things. So guys, if I'm a little clunky, I do apologize. It's just so cool to be able to hang out here. Let's go through and let's talk about what's on the show tonight. So on the show, we're going to start it off like we always started off, and that is we're going to go through the Laserologist showcase, and then I was going to talk about, and I was going to bring on a special guest about the resting surfaces for lasers, what you actually put your material that you're cutting on, and the effects that it can have. Now, I was going to bring on Dominic from Darkly Labs. Unfortunately, he reached out just before the stream started, and unfortunately, his father had a little bit of a accident, and so he had to go take him to the hospital. We send our love out to Dominic and hope that everything's okay. So we're going to put that on hold. And I'm actually was working on a different presentation. So we're going to talk about focusing with a laser and why focus is everything. And then we're going to go and jump back into a good and the bad, the ugly. I've got a quick material here that I want to share with all of you guys. So that is what we're going to do on this live stream. So if 25 minutes in, people are going to be like, I don't know. It's great for the people. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to chop up the live streams. I think I'm going to have to, so people can go to different bits and pieces. But I always love seeing what everyone has to say. Peter says that'd be great. Throw in some movie stuff as well. All my stuff's movie stuff, Peter. You know that. But you know what? We'll start with the maker side of things. You guys can probably see the lights here. If I were to tilt the camera, there's a whole bunch of stuff that I've made up there, from like Batmobiles to phases from Star Trek to statues of robots and a whole bunch of other things. There's a space shuttle there that I've been working on for the last couple of years. I'm looking around. I can't really grab too much from where I'm standing, but we'll do that. We'll do that as a special edition. And you know, I got it. You've given me an idea, so we'll definitely do that, my friend. It won't be a problem. All right, with that, let's go into the Laserologist showcase. That's where we showcase people's projects. And our very first project comes from Daryl Cheeks. Daryl and I actually spent some time going through his laser, working with him, and it was a lot of fun. Daryl's done some amazing work. And you can see here he's made this, I think it's a motorcycle brooch type. You can see all the cutout, and then using some acrylic markers like we've discussed on the laser live stream. So Daryl, great work, man. I keep sending those projects in. I love to be able to see what you guys do, because you know what? I know what I'm going to make. I make it all the time, but what you guys make is awesome. Good job, Daryl. And Amber, I haven't seen Amber in a while, but Amber definitely hangs out with us on the Facebook group. She has used her diode laser to engrave a whole bunch of things, usually on chopping boards. So I'm assuming that might be what these are on. But it is just so much fun to see. There you go. You've got a really, really cool looking dinosaur, a bouquet, and then it almost looks like a, what do they call that? Arms, the emblem, or arms at the end. I do feel that Amber might have done some work in the military, because I see a theme in a lot of her work. But these things look fantastic. I'm not too sure whether she has actually treated this with like a borax solution or not, but it looks fantastic. maybe Amber can leave a message in the replay. I hope she gets to see that her work was featured. All right, David, look, you know what? I had to put the first one, which is the whole, man in a circle thing, because David actually, kind of shouted out and saying that he really got the result he wanted after going through some of the tutorials. That was beautiful. And then he did this engraved tile that's kind of freaky. This is a little freaky, my friend. I'm not too sure what this is supposed to mean. Maybe that's how you felt when you didn't get the results. I don't know. But both of these pieces are amazing in the sense, the one on the left, wood, the other one, a tile that was engraved. So David, really good work, man. Oh, sorry. That is amazing work. And the effect of, I don't know, there's a couple of mornings I felt like my fingers were coming out of my eyes like that. I don't know. Does anyone feel like that? Especially if you're looking at a laser without the right eyewear. Oh my gosh. That's exactly how it feels. Don't do it. Don't do it. We're all about safety here at the Laser Livestream. Good job, David. Dean has been dropping into the Facebook group, sharing some of his work. On the left-hand side, you have this amazing pattern. I don't know. I'm going to ask. I'm sure everyone's going to know. But what film does the tile on the left come from? I'm gonna leave you to answer it in the chat room. But then again, there's a theme. Dean, I think, might know that I'm a bit of a film fan because that's very matrixy on the other one, and I believe that's actually done on acrylic. So that's clear acrylic or perspex, and you can see there the effect of all those ones and zeros flying down into the matrix, I guess. Wow, this is where the 30-second delay kills me, because I would love for people to see whether or not they're as in tune as they are with a whole bunch of things. So very cool ideas. No idea of the film, says Audrey. Come on, Peter. Peter knows. Let's see. Maybe Ron knows as well. We'll see what's going on. I'm going to give it a few more seconds. But yeah, it's a lot of fun to be able to see what everyone is working on. You know what? No one, I don't know. Everyone's very quiet, so I might just... So that's actually called the Lament configuration from Hellraiser. It's a cube that if you can work it out, it's actually a puzzle. If you can actually open up that puzzle, it opens up a doorway to hell, and these devil creatures called Cinnabites come and get you. I actually made one of those for a friend of mine recently. I glued it together so that he could not open it up. I'm like, there's no way. I don't want you to go to hell, man. I love you too much. Great job, Dean. I love the effects on both of these pieces. And again, it shows you the versatility that you have when you're actually working with your laser. Dean also has been working on some wood engravings, and both of these I thought were pretty amazing. The first one's about family, and the other one is, Mama Bear, and there you go. You got Mama Bear and the children. I thought that was really, really sweet. So there you go. You never saw Hellraiser? I know I should. Well, Peter, Hellraiser is a pretty heavy movie, man. It's a pretty heavy movie, but it's all good. If you don't have to know, I thought you might know, but that's okay. It's all good. Dean, fantastic work on the Mama Bear. I love that. It's so cute, and you know what? It also shows you. I like the fact that you're using wood, like you're cutting wood with a live edge, with an organic edge, and the results you're getting out of that are wonderful. Very, very creative, and I'm trying my best not to throw myself into another realm of laser etching, but you're very inspirational. Great job, Dean. Dor has been sharing with us his engraving on tiles, the laser tiles projects, and these ones, man, I know that Dor has been working with a lot of alcohol markers, paint markers, and it is just amazing to see what is actually going on there. So, the one on the left, which is a very famous Japanese, I believe it's a wood block print, that looks almost, when I first saw it, I had to do a double take. It was pretty amazing. And then you've also got the T-Rose that also comes up really subtle, but really nice. You're dialing that in really in a beautiful way. So good for you, Dor. Now, Scott's asking, is that bear piece, does that have a live edge on it? If I go back, yeah, both of them have live edges. So that's pretty amazing to see on Dean's work. Good job. And Dor, good job too. Your ability to work with shading especially when you're using markers, is just top notch. Just top notch. It is really, really good. Keep it up, my friend, and keep sharing it. So Jason has been working on using, I think it's wood tiles. And again, you can see some interesting images here. I know everyone's going to know the first one, but does anyone know what the second image is from? Well, actually, one of the films that I really, really love. So much so that years ago, I got a job working on a film because of the fact that I knew this film so much that the director and I started quoting it back and forth in the middle of an interview. So I'll let you guys see if you know the name of the film. But how cool is that? I believe that's The Count knocking out The Count. So really creative, some really good images with that. And again, you can see that the texture that the images actually have pop it to life in a very, very interesting way. So Jason, really good work, man. And I like the taste of images you're using. It is really, really cool. Peter saying that he loves all these tile projects. Tried the Norton white tile method on my CO2. No real success yet. Well, man, we'll have to work on that. We'll definitely have to work on it. I'm hoping that sometime this year I will get access to a CO2 laser at home so I can start doing some tutorials that way. And that way I'll be able to share with you how to dial in that. Peter knew it. Good fellas. That's right. That's right. They're waiting to pick up their money. Joe Pesci and, now I forgot his name. And it's on the tip of my tongue. Joe Pesci and, who am I trying to say? Boy, I will never. Ray Liotta. Oh, gosh, if I didn't get that, my goodness. But yeah, it's definitely not going well with the movie travel tonight. No ideas, says Audrey. Okay, I have to run, but I'll catch up next time, says Down Under. Keep up the great work, guys. No problem, Down Under. Come and say hello to us on Facebook. It's going to be cool. Jason, great images. Keep it up, man. I want more movie images, if I can. Man. And we got Jury. Jury's also, look at both these images just blew me away. There's some amazing stuff that you can do when it comes to getting, your laser to etch images in. You've got Deadpool on one side and a hand in a shower on the other, and both of those are stunning. A lot of that comes directly from being able to dial in your focus on your laser. We're going to talk about that really, really soon. So, Jury, great job there. Great job. These are incredible. Both the images, I think, are really stunning. The way the Deadpool image is just popping out that is pretty amazing stuff. Mike also shared this for, I believe it was Mother's Day, and I thought this was really creative. He made a three-dimensional heart. If you look down, you can see the layers and the way it all kind of clips in together. I don't know if he created this himself or not, but it was pretty amazing to be able to see. I was hoping he would be around today. It's okay. I'm sure he'll catch it on the flip side. But it's just beautiful to be able to see, some creative thinking and to actually put layers together to make a three-dimensional shape. Most people would have done that sort of stuff with a 3D printer. Well, that's what I love about a laser. You can do that a lot faster and a lot quicker that way. So, Mike, great work, as always. It's good to see Mike's work. All right. And the last one is from Mick. And Mick, you created these incredible set of drawers. So it's pretty awesome when you see this. It's kind of a chest of drawers as such that you can open up. Again, I have a sneaking suspicion that Mick might have had the plans downloaded or might have bought them. But either way, it's such a great finish. And again, it shows you the versatility of using your laser. It's not always about just etching tiles or creating kind of flat signage. You can make some really amazing stuff. And I'm really looking forward to exploring more of that, guys, with you. So I hope that's given you some inspiration. Mick, that was a great project. I would have something like that on my desk. But you know what? It's pretty amazing to see what people are making. And that's one of the things that I absolutely love. Down Under saying, got to run. That's not a problem. He's joined all my pages. No problems. That's great. Adrian's going to be connecting a water chiller to his K40 on the weekend. The dew point is low enough to run it now. Well, that's what happens when you're in tropical heat, my friend. I'm glad. Peter saying that the last thing that Mike made looks like 3D printed. Yeah, it definitely does. I've got a feeling that it was acrylic or Perspex pieces all slotted together. Very sweet work, says Audrey, and I agree with that too. So it's really cool to see. Really good. Wow, that went faster than I expected, but that's cool. Guys, let's jump into it. I think this is going to work. We're going to talk all about some laser basics. If this is the first time that you're here, I was actually developing this for a video. I probably will do that anyway. But I thought, given the fact that our planned subject was not going to happen tonight, I want to save that for our next laser live stream. I'm sure that Dominic will come and join us, and we'll delve deep into the effects different surfaces have on your finished product when you're putting it in the laser. But today we're going to talk about laser focus, something that I think a lot of people at times either don't understand as a concept or don't realize that there's a number of things that you need to get right. You've got to kind of, it's almost like a triangle. You've got to get like speed, power, and focus all aimed in the same area to get a great result. So let's go and discuss why everything is focused when it comes to lasers. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. And the truth of the matter is, we're going to start with the fact that the way a laser cutter works, and here's a little diagram, is that the laser head, or the area that actually generates the laser, has a whole bunch of different things in there. Depending on what laser you have a laser resonator. That could be a tube for a CO2. It could be a diode. In fiber lasers, they have a different way of generating a laser frequency, and usually that goes to a mirror. In a diode laser, it comes straight out of the diode, but all these lasers will go past a focusing lens, and the distance between the focusing lens and the workspace and the material is really, really crucial. We're going to talk about that in a little bit more detail, but if you understand that concept, let's take it one step back and let's talk about what the hell is a laser. Now, we've discussed this once before. People were really surprised, but laser is not a word. It's actually an acronym, and it stands for light amplification by stimulated emissions of radiation. And right now, people are going, really? What the hell does that mean, Gil? So I'm going to break it down in layman's terms for you guys. The way light works, light is an energy. It's really simple. Our biggest source of light comes from the sun, and the sun emits different types of radiation, which is a form of energy. Some of it we can see. It's in the visible spectrum. That's light. We get heat. Thankfully, we have a atmosphere that filters out the radiation, sometimes called cosmic radiation. There's a few other things that go on in there. There's X-rays, UV light, a whole bunch of stuff that is being emitted out. But for us as human beings, the most important thing is light and heat. And if you take some light and you break it down into its individual particles, you'll actually discover that light has individual particles called photons. And these photons work by striking different surfaces, bouncing around, and they do that so quickly that that's why, if you're a Star Wars fan, you hyperspace speed of light, right? That's the speed of light going, bouncing around in tremendous speed. And then basically our eyes, at the back of our eyes, have a thing called an optic nerve, which is so sensitive that we can register those light waves as it's losing energy, bouncing off different things. Our brain takes those impulses and basically unscrambles them to a point where we understand that there are physical things in front of us. So that's the mechanism that we use light for. All these photons bouncing around in all different directions, all simultaneously. Where a laser is really unique is that some scientists wondered, what if we could line up all the photons instead of them scattering out like this all the time and bouncing around and losing energy as our eyes pick up those photons coming around and realizing, oh wow, there's a wall in front of me. What if we line them all up to go one direction? Could we harness all that energy? And in fact, that's what they did. So over here, how a laser works is that by stimulating all those photons to move in the same direction using radiation, they were able to harness the energy output of light. Sounds really, really fancy, right? But that's what a laser tube and a CO2 laser does. That's what a diode laser does. All it's doing is stimulating that light to go this direction, not every which way. And that's why, in fact, when it comes to eye protection, If you have thousands of photons, if not millions of photons going in the same direction, and you happen to hit someone's eye, you overpower the optic nerve in the back of your eye that is so sensitive that, you know, there's only handfuls of, or let's say 100 photons that actually make it into your eye, and then out of that, they have to be focused with your retina to actually hit the back of the eye. So you're talking, you know, in the tens. Can you imagine if you have thousands or millions? Just, it'll pop it. And that's exactly what happens if you get hit by a laser in the visible spectrum in the back of your eye. You have a chance of just turning that optic nerve off forever. Van Ram is asking a question, so I want to get to that. What's your thought about having a diode laser on a CO2 work bee as opposed to having a separate laser machine? Are there any performance differences? Depends. There's a lot of questions I've got for that, but really my issue, and this is from day one, I've always said, I'm happy for anyone to explore different applications of laser technology. Just do it safely. So if you're going to put a laser head or a diode laser onto a CNC, and I've got a CNC X-Carve, and I put a diode laser on that, just make sure that everyone in the room has eye protection at the minimum. I'm not familiar with a work bee. I'm not too sure of that brand, but as long as you can get it to focus, and we're going to talk about that in a second, how that works, you shouldn't have a problem. And that all depends on your lens as well. That's what it does. All right. So hopefully I've shed some light on kind of how a laser works and why that's important. I think we were there. Okay. So in the case of a laser that we're using to either etch something or to be able to go and burn through some material, the focal length, and you can see it there, is the distance between the lens and the focal point. And you can see there that the laser beam's hitting the lens, and then it's coming down to a point, and then it flares out again. And in fact, it's kind of really interesting the way these photons work. They come down, and it's almost like an hourglass. They come in, and then they start splaying out again. And you can see that in this graphic. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that all that energy is being harnessed right at that focal point, because that's going to give us the maximum amount of energy being transferred from the laser into your material. This is why a lot of people, I think, get so frustrated when you talk about focus, and focus is everything. Is that if you're out by a mill, either way, you may not be able to cut through a piece of material with the settings that normally work. Or if you're engraving, you may not get a super crisp and sharp image because that focal point is not a small, tiny point, but it's a much fatter part of the energy. You can still engrave, but you know, the sharper the point, the sharper the focus, the better the image and the crisper the image is going to be. So, you know, I say it all the time. People are always asking, hey, this didn't work, or what's the problem? I'm always like, go over your focal length, go over your focus. Focus is everything when it comes to lasers. Power, you can cheat. You can pump it up. You can slow it down. But focus, you can't cheat on it. Peter's got a question. He says, I think it depends on the speed and resolution of the ink. Okay. Usually doesn't move as fast as a laser cutter. Oh, you're talking about the CNC. Of the CNC. Oh, okay. Yeah. Depends on how fast. Of course. Diode lasers are not too bad. And Osman was saying that I do a ramp test to get the most thinnest point. Perfect. That's great. That's awesome. You know what? I should show people how to do ramp tests, but we'll do that next time. So there are two main ways, at least in hobby laser machines, that you can maintain your focus. The first one happens to be a manual system. There's an epilogue there, and you can see that they have a physical measure that you put, and you either raise or lower the bed until the point is actually touching the material. It's not a problem. Jen, no problems. You didn't miss anything. I'm glad to see you guys. I hope you're fantastic. Or on the Emblazer, they actually have an automatic method. This photo was actually borrowed by I borrowed it from a laserologist. I believe it might, who was that now? I think that it was Martin from the UK. He did a video all about that. And you can see there that the laser head is almost on a track. And I'm going to show you how you can actually keep that focus worked out. Because the truth of the matter is the focus length doesn't change. As long as you have, you haven't changed the lens is going to have a fixed focus for that point in your laser. So what that means is you've got to do a little bit of math. Now, the one on the left-hand side, they make it really simple. Or if you've got maybe an auteur or a different type of manual laser, they may come with a little thing that you place underneath the laser head so you can measure out the distance. Manually, all you've got to do is make sure that your material is touching whatever you're using as a spacer to measure your focus. That's not a problem. With the automatic system, you've got to take two things into account: the height of your bed and the thickness of your material. And that can be a little confusing because people are going, hold on, Gil, I got to do math. I work with lasers because I don't want to use math. No way. I don't want to do that. So in that case, Lightburn has actually worked it out for you. They made it really simple. So in Lightburn, if you go to the cuts and layers area, am I losing my voice? Am I yet husky yet sensuous in this stream? You can see that they have a support mill and a material mill. The support is the height of your bed. If you're using it at 0, just put in 0. I happen to be using some silicon mats in my Emblazer 2. I know that they're 10 mil high, so I leave it there. But one of the things that I do every time I take material into my machine is that I measure it with the calipers. And if it's a 3 mil piece, I put that material in to the cuts and layers. This is where a lot of people get caught up. They forget to put the material height in that box right there, that material box. And what that means is if you're out by 3 mil, you may get a charring or a burning, but you don't get the result that you actually really want. So focus, when it comes to focus, each machine will have a different way of being able to focus. I'm just trying to generally kind of touch this subject to get you guys thinking about what's the best way to get focus for your machine. I'm sure that the instructions will either have a physical piece or some on the actual kind of access bar. I know that I was using a Zing, an old Epilog Zing today, and they had a little piece that would flick down, and you just kind of move the bit up and down until you couldn't move that easily anymore, and then you knew you were in focus. Though, making sure that your laser is in focus before every job is going to ensure that you get the best out of your laser. Now, I know a lot of people go, diode lasers, Gil, CO2 lasers, strong. But the truth of the matter is, half the time that people have problems either with a CO2 laser or a diode laser is because their focus is out. Now, in a CO2 laser, you can just crank up the power, but you're using a jackhammer. And the truth of the matter is, there's two things that's going to happen in that case. One is you're going to char your material. So the more you char your material, the more you got to finish it, or recut the piece again, depending on how much scorching has actually happened on the material. In the case of a diode laser, people get frustrated and they will actually just run the job again, thinking that they haven't cut through the material. Now, I actually went down and helped out a school that had a diode laser, and the person was out of focus, right? Their focus was below the material. So they just kept running the job and then getting frustrated that it hadn't cut. What they didn't realize was that point was underneath the material, and they destroyed their support bed. They completely blew it out. And in fact, they did it so many times that they actually damaged the support bed. So, you know what? This is where, if you understand the basic process of focusing, I was kind of surprised when the people told us what they were doing. Because when you listen, the truth of the matter is, if you're trying to cut a process, whether you got a CO2 or a diode laser, and you're doing more than 3 passes, when you're getting to 30 passes, stop what you're doing. There's something fundamentally wrong. But you know what? We were able to fix that up, and those people are cutting incredibly well. So guys, that's where I'm going to leave the focus. Again, this is just a basic primer. If you've started working with lasers and you're getting a little frustrated or you're not too sure about it, I'm hoping that will help you out with the way focus works and why it's important, right? It's all about the lens and getting your focus right. The other thing that I would say is keep your lenses clean. Clean them up. Just clean your lens up. I do it a lot on my diode laser. I also do it on my CO2 laser. Not mine, the one I've been working with. But yeah, those two things can, dust, blow back a little soot on the lens does interfere with the ability to focus that beam. You don't need a 40 watt laser. You don't need a 90 watt laser. You don't need a 250 watt laser. All those things can actually, you don't need to do it unless you're going to be cutting through, 25 inches of perspex. But the truth of the matter is, even in that case, that focus point, right, is going to get all the way through. So just something to think about. Peter sharing with us right here. 30 passes would end up in your living room from here. Hey man, people have done it. And it's not that they do it because they just can't be bothered to do it. They just do it because when you don't know something, you just repeat the same process over and over and over again. So it's kind of cool. Vaughn coming in. How you doing, Vaughn? It's good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Thank you so much for coming and dropping in. It's awesome to see you. How many here have a black and red and black laser? Osman is asking. I'm not too sure. I don't think so. I think a lot of people here, I don't know if anyone here has actually told us that they've got the Chinese black and red lasers. There are a lot of them around. I've actually been collecting photos of them on fire. That's going to be coming up in another laser stream. So it's kind of cool. Jen's also saying travel by laser. Travel. That's kind of cool. Well, that's not a real laser because that's a Z in there. That Z doesn't stand for anything. The S stands for stimulation, but that's another thing altogether. Guys, if you've got any questions about focus, now's the time to ask. It is awesome to be able to come and see you guys. Mine is a blue and white, says Peter. So that's cool. It's a CO2 Chinese blue and white laser. That's okay. I wonder if they're painted because they're different speeds or they're different companies. So it's kind of cool. Jen saying my bad. Haha, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just I explained the anagram, so I was teasing you. You didn't come in for that, so that's okay. It's not a problem. Oh wow, it's cold here. It's winter. Can you guys hear that in my voice? It's winter. I can't stay long. Sorry, gotta get some groceries. Bless you all. No problem, Jen. It's all good. We're almost at the end of this first return of the laser live stream. We're gonna go do the good and the bad and the ugly. I was thinking about what I was gonna be able to bring in, but it's all kind of cool. In this case, we talk about different materials. I'm hoping to work with some people who, work with materials. I want to bring in some specialized laser materials. So we'll see what we can do. I'm working on that. Let me know in the chat room if you want to learn a little bit more about the specialty laser materials. But one of the ones that I want to talk about today is painted or coated metals. This is very similar to what we've done here with the Darkly Labs method of tiles, as well as the Fordite method. In a way, also, Norton white tile method works this as well. And that's where you paint the surface and then use the laser to either remove the surface or change the material underneath. In this case, metal coatings with either paint or anodized are great for engraving. Your laser can be used to vaporize the top layer, leaving a permanent design. And you can purchase this material or just make it at home. All the tiles are made, by painting them and then putting them into the laser. But I've been doing some looking around that you can buy for just a couple of dollars, metal plates that you can put into your laser and engrave. I think the trend right now is to make business cards that way. And I think that's a real fun material. I actually want to order some. I think I got to make something special for all the laserologists there. So it's kind of cool. Adrian's saying he's got a blue and white one. I think it's, digital display and running a cohesion 3D board. That's so you can use Lightburn. I know that. And Osman saying that he thinks all the companies are just different labels. Yes, I think you're right. All the Ortec ones in America are the same lasers. Absolutely. And Adrian saying anodized aluminium. Yes, something that I definitely want to work with. So we'll see what we can do, guys. I want to thank you. I know usually we go a little longer. I was planning to have a bit of a chat with Dom and bring you guys up to speed. We're going to do that in the next one. And I am losing my voice. Hang on one second. Watch this. No sound. Kind of crazy, huh? Just need it running smoothie way too, says Adrian. It's awesome. Guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. I'm going to see if I can get this as close to an hour as possible. That's what a lot of people told me. More than an hour on the live stream, they kind of lose a little bit of focus. That's okay. Maybe everyone's kind of, it's the end of the day. Before I go, though, I do want to invite anyone. If you've got any tips or tricks from the community, we've been collecting them up. We're going to do another special where we talk all about the different tips and tricks from everyone around the community. You can send that to laser.livestream@gmail.com. Also, I'm starting to do those virtual classes and one-on-one tuition. If you are working with a laser or Lightburn and you would like to do a one-on-one session, feel free to reach out to me on laser.livestream@gmail.com. Quite a few people have taken up on that offer and have gotten some amazing results. Some of them you have also seen in our Laserologist challenge. The challenge is coming back. Let me tell you, the challenge is coming back. So it's going to happen. Also, keep your eyes out. We've got a few other things coming up in the next couple of weeks. Keep an eye on your emails as well. You guys, some laserologists may get an email to help me test out a few things. I also want to thank Darkly Labs, home of the Blazer range, www.darklylabs.com. Dominic, we hope your father's okay, and we look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks' time. And again, I want to thank Lightburn Software for making these live streams possible. Guys, I am going to get back to making some more tutorials. But until then, we will be back in 2 weeks' time. Guys, no matter where you are, get creative with your lasers. We love seeing what's going on. And again, thank you so much for your support. This has been maybe a little bit of a shorter live stream this time. But I think I just hit puberty with my voice, but it's just been great to see everyone. We've had quite a few people in here, guys. Go check out the Facebook group. There's some amazing people making some stuff there, and I will see you all in 2 weeks' time, right here for the Laser live stream. Stuart, it's great to see you back. Watch today on the TV. You were larger than life. You call me fat, and with that, I gotta go. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks' time. See you later.